Hey everybody, Sarah here. Thank you so much for tuning in to this channel. If you are new, welcome, and thank you for tuning into this video. I upload faith-based teaching videos every single Wednesday, and I talk about singleness, dating, and anything to help you in your walk with Christ, so consider subscribing. So for this video, I just wanted to kind of sit down and connect with you guys, just kind of be a little bit more informal, chill, relax, fun, and just do a Q&A video. It's gonna be short because I only have 5 questions. So yeah, let's just get right into it with the first question. Can you salvage relationships when you and the other person or people are part of different denominations? So in reference to friendships go, I do believe that two people can be friends if they are different denominations, like you're Baptist or Pentecostal or whatever the case may be. Absolutely, I think so, especially if you both respect each other and nobody's trying to push their beliefs on the other person, kind of make them believe, I'm trying to make you believe what I believe, otherwise we can't be friends. Like, no. But yeah, but if none of that's going on and you both are respectful of each other, I definitely think, and especially if you both have the same foundation, the same, death, burial, resurrection type of, like, you have those doctrinal things going on, then I definitely think you can have a great friendship with somebody. So yeah, I believe so. But in reference to romance, it honestly depends. Because there are a lot of people that are gun-ho on what they believe, and it can just make it difficult. Like if you are, Pentecostal, Apostolic, and Baptist, and you're non-denominational, there's some people that are just so gun-ho about what they believe that they're not going to change it, and that can be something that can cause friction, and it's not going to work. Because if you believe that tongues is the evidence of salvation and you don't, then that's not going to work it's not going to go very well. Because at the end of the day, what are you going to teach your children, and what church are you going to end up going to? Like, how are we going to worship if we don't even believe the same things? So that's even something to consider as a single thinking about dating. Is like, we need to be on the same page doctrinally. How do you say that? Doctrinally? We need to have the same doctrinal beliefs. That wasn't that difficult, right? But anyways, we just need to have the same foundation, because like I said, you need to make sure that you guys are going to the same church and being able to teach your children the same things. And mama's not teaching, little Johnny one thing, and daddy's teaching little Johnny something different. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. So the second question is, how do you maintain your beliefs and participate in social media? Ultimately, if I'm understanding the question correctly, is you have to just be rooted in what you believe in the first place. If we can't allow social media to move us, you know what I mean? And if it is, we need to step away from it. Nothing is more important than our relationship with Jesus Christ. Even if you use it for business or whatever, class or whatever the case may be, you're gonna have to step away. Because I definitely believe that social media as believers is a tool that we should be using to maximize the kingdom of God and to showcase, how he's moving in our life for his glory, and to encourage, not discourage other believers, and even to utilize it as a tool to reach unbelievers. Because I know when I was on social media, I would, try to post encouraging things and scriptures and things, and people that I know were not thinking about Jesus would, message me like, I needed that today. So you just never know how utilizing social media in a positive way, in a way that's gonna maximize the kingdom of God, can actually help somebody else. So yeah. Question number 3, how can you balance career with ministry? I think that's a great question, because as you guys know, outside of SWP, I upload videos every week, which is very time consuming and it's not that easy. It's not as easy as you may think it is. Like, uploading once a week is a lot of work. And outside of that, I do work a full-time job. I serve at my church, and I help out, in other ways with other people. So I'm very busy, so I can understand why somebody would answer this question. And I think something that I'm still learning and adjusting to is just ultimately just seeking God in all of my ways, and just seeking him, like, okay, God, when I get off work, what do I need to do? Like, oh, today's my day off. Okay, Lord, what do I need to do? What time do I need to get up? Because I can't just sleep in until 8:30 because I want to, because God knows. As early as I get up days, sleeping in until 9 o'clock sounds fantastic, but I can't do that most times. So the first thing that I would say is to seek God in reference to your daily activities and to your schedule, and to secondly, just to be disciplined. Instead of, staying up until 1 o'clock in the morning when you have to get up for work, you need to go to bed earlier. Instead of spending, an hour watching this TV show, maybe you should watch it when you have, DVR'd, or watch it online, and watch it when you actually have that hour, or when you can fast forward through those commercials and go do something else when you know you have a deadline that you need to meet for church or ministry or whatever the case may be. So it's a matter of just seeking God and just being disciplined, being a good steward over your time. And another thing that I want to point out is that if you're not somebody that's in full-time vocational ministry, that if you're working a quote-unquote regular job, then that is your ministry. Wherever you're planted, that is your ministry, and you're to serve there as unto the Lord until and unless he moves you to another job or into full-time vocational ministry. But it's not the call of God for everybody to be in full-time vocational ministry. So nonetheless, just serve wherever you are, using the gifts and the talents that God is giving you to the glory of God wherever you are. Number 4 is kind of a different question. What are some really great books that you would recommend for in reference to dating and marriage and just in faith in general? Love that question. It's one of my goals for this year to read more, but as I've shared before, I have read a ton of books, articles, blogs, seen a lot of videos, sermons in reference to dating and relationships, and I will say I'll just do 2 books for dating and 2 books for faith. The number 1 book that I would recommend, and I've talked about it before in reference to dating and marriage, is The Meaning of Marriage by Timothy Keller. Such a good book, you guys. Oh my gosh. If you desire marriage, that is something you need to read. You have to read that book, period. That is honestly the number 1 book that I would recommend. Such a phenomenal read. I've actually been thinking about doing a dedicated video on great books for Christian singles to read. And if that's something that you guys would be interested in, let me know in the comment sections below, and I can do that later on this year. The second book that I would recommend, again, I've mentioned this one before as well, is called I Kissed Dating Goodbye by Joshua Harris. Another really great book with some really great principles and things in it that I enjoyed that as well. And the first great book that I would recommend in reference to faith, it's called Life Essentials by Dr. Tony Evans. I think that's a really, really great book, especially for somebody that's a new believer, especially because it talks about life essentials, prayer, studying the Word of God, going through tests, going through trials, just all of the, I guess, quote unquote basics, if you will. And I just think it's a really good book in reference to faith. Another good book that I actually just finished reading is called Follow Me by David Platt. And it's centered around like discipleship and how so many of us come to Jesus not actually understanding the call of discipleship and what Jesus really means when he says to follow me. And that's a fantastic book that I would definitely recommend. Okay, and so for question number 5, I had somebody ask, how can you tell if one day you will end up with a specific person? So just to kind of put what they said briefly, because it was a really long message, they were basically just asking for wisdom because they're interested in this guy that they found online, and he's just everything that she's ever prayed for. So a week after she met him, she found out that he had a girlfriend. So she says that she's gotten multiple confirmation on numerous occasions that, I guess that this is the guy that, she's supposed to be with. So now she's really confused and doesn't want to be with anybody else. So she's just asking for wisdom. The best thing that I can say to you is to surrender your desire that you have for this guy and in general to God, and just to trust him. I know that's probably not what you want to hear, but the one thing that we really do need to understand is that when you pray specifically for things like that, the enemy knows exactly what you want and will be more than happy to send you everything that you prayed for just to distract you and get your eyes off of Christ and to cause you to doubt God and his character. And I can totally understand how you feel, because when you pray, when you find somebody and you're like, oh my gosh, he's perfect, he's everything that I wanted, Jesus, down to like the minute things. But just over time, God showed me that the interest that I had in these guys, it wasn't interest that he put there. I awakened the desire and I awakened the interest inside of me. God didn't. And for me, I just got to the point where I was like, God, I don't want to be interested in another guy until you awaken the desire and the interest for them. I want God to be the one to open my eyes and to awaken the desire and the interest inside of me, instead of for me seeing what I want and what I think is best for me and a husband, when truly and honestly we don't know what we need. We know what we want. We think we know what we need, but truly we don't know what we're going to need come 10 years from now. If this really is the one that God has for you, then either way, you still need to surrender it to God, especially since he's in a relationship, and just say, God, if this is the one that you have for me, then I just surrender and I trust that this is going to happen in your way and in your time, So I'm just going to trust you. I'm not going to sit here and dwell on it. I'm just going to go live my life serving you, getting my mind off of him, and being in a relationship, period. And I just want to encourage you and anybody else who may have a similar situation that this is not the only guy that loves Jesus. Like, give God space to blow your mind. Like, don't try to figure it out. Don't try to think, well, ain't nobody in my town. God will, you can meet somebody from California or from Georgia or from New York or Texas. Like, don't limit God. Stop limiting God with your preferences. Because if you're so stuck on this one person, there's no open space and opportunity for God to present you with somebody else. Like, don't think that this one guy is the only guy that meets your expectations or is going to meet your standards, or, you know, he's the only cute guy or he's the only guy that loves God. Like, let God blow your mind. And I will say to not emotionally invest yourself in somebody who is not pursuing you. Like, if he's not pursuing you, trying to get to know you and telling you that he's interested and trying to, you know, have some type of intentional relationship with you, and like dreaming of, you know, having a life together, and just don't do that to yourself. And be open for God to blow your mind. Like, God, I surrender this to you, and I trust that you will blow my mind, even if it's him. But even if it's not, I just trust that you'll blow my mind, because either way, let it be in your way and in your timing. So again, as I said, I only had those 5 questions. Hopefully my responses made sense and you guys enjoyed it. I will be doing another Q&A at the end of this year. Make sure that you thumbs up this video, that you share it with someone that can be encouraged by it. And make sure you guys tell me in the comment sections below if you would be interested in me doing a dedicated video on some really great books for Christian singles to read in reference to dating and just faith in general. Make sure that you like this video and that you subscribe for new videos every single Wednesday. Grace and peace.